What's going on, everybody? This episode is brought to you by Family Ties Estate Sales. I have not personally worked with this company. I will fully admit that. But being a sponsor, the only way I would ever accept a sponsor is if I knew of them through a close family friend, through someone who I trust. And I know several people who have used this company. The owner is Scott. It is a family-owned business. Family Ties Estate Sales. If you need to move, if you need help selling an estate, whatever the case may be, they handle all your needs. So go ahead and check them out. And we thank them for sponsoring this episode. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the UP show, UP podcast. Or no, it's the Unpolished podcast. So it's just the UP. But today, our guest is Ryan Mendoza. Ryan, we've known each other forever, man.
Not that long. Not that.
It feels like forever.
No, yeah, I'm kidding.
But you did the AM show when I did the first podcast.
Yep, upstairs, man.
Yeah.
I was I think a freshman in college, so like 3-4 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, it's been a long time, man. It was fun playing basketball with you today. If you guys didn't see it already, if you go to our less polished episodes, our video series that we did, Ryan got crushed in one-on-one, dude. Like, he had no chance.
Just watch the video, man. Just watch it.
He's just mad.
Just
shut up, man. Shut up.
There's gonna be a score counter, I'm sure, in the bottom corner.
Yeah. You're the basketball player, dude. I surprised you, though.
No, it was good, man. Yeah, I was a little surprised you could move a little bit.
I haven't played in 4 years, and the one time I did play was like 3 games.
Right.
And then prior to that was probably like another 4 years. So I just had no touch.
Just a little off season.
Playing defense felt okay.
Yeah.
Playing defense, it's just being an athlete. And I still work out. I still stay active.
Yeah, you have to keep the instincts kind of, you know what I mean? Athlete instincts, just moving around and stuff like that.
But basketball is your sport.
Oh, yeah.
It's been your sport forever.
Yep. And I played baseball a little bit. That's the one I took a little more seriously.
So when was that?
I mean, I think I quit when I was like 13 or something like that.
And why is that? To focus on basketball?
Yeah.
You just knew basketball was it?
I liked basketball way more. I was happy when baseball games got canceled, but I wasn't when basketball games, you know what I mean? You kind of figure out what you like. And my dad he put me in everything, but he never really pushed me towards a certain way. Obviously, I knew because he played basketball, he liked it. But, I mean, yeah, I loved it. I always wanted to play, so I stuck with it. Yeah, for sure. It was good.
Good. I saw one question that I wanted to ask you. So I'm a parent.
Yeah.
I'm a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Crazy.
Right. And I get to coach you guys. So you're one of the guys that we've just gravitated really close together. You're my
family.
little brother.
Like family.
You're family to me at this point.
Yep.
What did your parents do really well? How did they make Ryan who Ryan is?
Just in general, not sports wise.
Yeah, no, just in general. We're not talking sports right now.
Man.
Like because I think I'm constantly like, and I'm really into like psychology, especially with like kids.
Yeah.
So like, how do I make my kid as cool as Ryan?
Man. Well, that's a compliment. Thanks.
Yeah.
But
it's seriously, man. I'm like really proud of you. So
thanks,
like,
man.
with how you've grown in college, and you've always I do look at myself as a mentor, and I know you
100%.
call me a mentor.
100% more than that, man.
Yeah, I know. We got
No, man. That's a really good question. I think.
So, what do your parents do like really well?
I think they always gave me structure. They gave me they instilled values into me for sure.
Like what?
I would say like hard work beats everything. So when it came to let's say sports, but school, right? Doing the work will always be rewarded. I think that was like a big thing that I learned from them. And, you get to see it through their actions, right? So I saw it through my parents with a lot of certain things, whether it was work or at home. So I kind of knew only to work hard. And then those built habits like discipline, because you're not always motivated to do everything. So me, like discipline was huge and they gave me that. Whether it was through like how I treated others or anything like, being around other people. I think it was just always treating them the right way. Cause there was a lot of things that you see when you're younger that you can, let's just take bullies, for example, or I saw with my sister, when she was in middle school or whatever, when I'm growing up, like, treating people the right way always kind of, you found a way to win in that way and win in the situation. So whether it was like, my sister or I was dealing with something, if I just, worked hard and treated people the right way, usually I was able to come out of it, on top. Like and whether it was, I had a lot of adversity with baseball. I mean, we were just talking about it earlier, why I kind of, quit, but it was a struggle. I loved it a lot, but that was my first time dealing with coaches like competitively.
Baseball was.
Yeah, and basketball, I was always competitive, but it came easier, right? So in baseball, whenever I had trouble, if I was just gonna work hard, like I was able to surpass the problem, whatever it was. So I would say treating people the right way always helped. The discipline, the hard work, and then, gosh, I mean, my faith aspect is huge, but learning how to, doing things the right way, not taking a shortcut was huge as well, just because there's all these opportunities, you know what I mean, where you could just take the easy way out. But I never did that. I never knew that was an option, kind of.
What's like your first lesson that you remember?
Man. That's a good question.
Like your first lesson that you remember, or maybe your most vivid. Like me, for instance, my dad would say, and I was really young, he would say, make the play, then bleed. And, like say you get hit by, I remember I got hit by a ground ball in my shin.
Yeah.
And I was like, son of a, and I just like let the ball go. He goes, dude, you make the play, then bleed.
Right.
And I just remember, dang.
Yeah.
That's
you
deep.
can't stop me. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember that moment. And ever since then, it's if you're hurt, it doesn't matter. Finish the play. But and again, we're kind of going the sports route, but we're both athletes.
Yeah, it's just natural.
So it's really easy to do that. You non-athlete, regular people, you just don't understand. Okay, NARPs. That's what we called them in college.
No, yeah.
Is that still a thing?
No, I heard that through you, and I didn't know what that was. Yeah. I never heard of that.
That was like a really big thing in college.
First lesson, man. I would say with my dad, it was like when it came to basketball. So I was always when I was little, I was like a pass first guy. As a point guard, distributing, whatever. But my scoring ability was better. Like I could score the ball. I was our best scorer on some of the teams, but I was too passive. So with me, it was like, he really taught me. It was like a mental shift, and it didn't really honestly go off until in high school when I started playing travel ball and I had to get recruited, that kind of thing. But I mean, he really taught me. He was like, you have to playing like angry and playing hard are two different things. Like they're two. You can play. He's like, I know you're playing hard out there. Like you're showing effort. He never had to coach effort with me, but it was like you got to play angry, man. You got to take it personally. Like seriously, these guys they score on you. I knew you played hard, but what are you doing now in response? And it was like when that kind of happened, it was weird. Yeah, like I flipped a switch with basketball, like travel ball, playing against some of the top competition in Illinois and Chicago area. But then, going into college, I really, it became natural. But, that, I had to learn that. He didn't really, growing up. That was kind of the difference is two different backgrounds, you know what I mean? And for me, I was always, a nice kid. But with basketball, it really kind of brought that out of me in a good way. I didn't
I was going to say, because playing angry, I don't necessarily love the sound of it, but I like the premise behind it.
Yeah. It's not like I'm hurting people. I'm playing dirty. Not playing dirty. But
Right, but you also don't want anger to be your driving emotion. But that's not what you mean. You don't mean to play with anger. Mm-hmm. You mean to play angry. So, turn it up. Turn it up,
man. It's a different it was a different level. Have the chip on your shoulder, basically, that kind of thing. And being a point guard, being smaller, I had to make up for a lot of things that guys didn't have to even worry about if they're a big wing. You know what I mean? So, and that kind of stuff. I mean, it even translated to little things when we were playing today, when you got in the post. That whole thing, I feel it come out is you're not gonna take me because it's like a shot at me. You're gonna try to post me up because I'm little. Okay, let's go. That kind of, you know what I mean? And that fiery, that kind of thing. It even translated into school. I have this test, man. I really don't want to do it at all. But you know what? I'm gonna attack it just because I don't know who I'm going against, but it's I'm going at it the same kind of way. You know what I mean? So it kind of I think it served me really well, and that's one of the bigger lessons I kind of learned. And of course it came through sports, but that's just how we are.
I'm pretty sure there's a video of Will Smith. And, he's very...
The slapping video? Or?
No. That's a good one, though. That's a good one. No, it was... he was talking about... This is a long time ago. Probably when social media was, becoming a thing. But he was on a talk show, and he was talking about competition. And he's like, if you put me on a treadmill next to you and first one to stop loses type of deal,
I'm not losing.
I'm not losing.
Yeah.
I will die on the treadmill.
Right.
You know, and that's like how I feel now. And I wish someone had coached, because I was a good athlete. I was like
Very above average athlete, obviously.
okay, but sure, I'll agree. But God-given abilities mostly in high school and junior high and stuff.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? I would have been so much better if I would have had some sort of mentality coaching. I would have been so much better. And I had nothing like that.
Really?
Zero.
That's
The closest thing I had was Coach Mack.
Who's
My old teammate, Will Mack. He had a grandfather, and he's really like the only coach in high school or junior high that kind of took me under his wing, and he saw potential in me, and he would help me with that type of stuff. But it was too little, too late, and my head is what held me back.
Yeah.
Big time.
Really?
Big time. Yeah, but going back, like that's my mindset now. Like if you put me on a treadmill next to you, either I'm dying or I'm winning.
Right.
You know, my legs are going to give out. And I love the weight room.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can tell so much about a kid or an athlete or a person.
Yeah.
So quickly. First day of workouts. You know?
Right.
Plank to failure. What's someone going to do? Are they going to plank to failure? Or are they going to plank till this feels like enough?
Yeah.
Minutes seems good. When really, in reality, that person can go 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Like if your life depended on it.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's there's so many instances in the weight room where I can tell a lot about a kid or a person. But you were someone that I knew had the drive. I knew had the work ethic.
How? How did you know? Because I was younger, a sophomore in high school. Like I don't really
your intent
remember it.
To your exercises was 50% more than the average person.
Really?
That's something that we talk about in the weight room is intent. So like when you train speed or plyometrics, you need intent. Like if I'm going to try to jump, I can jump with minimal effort. I can jump, and I'm jumping. I'm getting the rep in. The rep counts. But am I jumping? Am I jumping max effort? Am I trying to reach the ceiling? Because that's the only way that working speed or power is going to improve is if you try to touch the ceiling every single time.
Every time.
And that's a problem that we have as strength coaches is teaching a kid that intent for that power phase or that speed phase and making them touch the ceiling every single time. It's like if I want to increase my velo on my let's say baseball, on my swing.
Yeah.
But I'm swinging at 85%. I'm never ever going to increase my velo because it's speed.
Right.
So you were someone I remember the video that we did. You're bouncing on a Bosu ball. Because I was like, I'm just going to challenge you today. And let's do something fun.
Yeah.
You're bouncing on a Bosu ball, dribbling so hard. Your tongue is like...
And I have the tennis balls, right? Yeah.
And you could just like see how like crazy you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna get it. And you tried so hard, and
that's funny.
That effort, the effort was there. So it was really easy to want to train you. It's really hard to want. I still do it, but with the athlete that comes in, they're dragging. They're like, "Hey, Steve."
I feel like it's an obligation.
Yeah. What are we doing today? I don't want to do that.
Sure.
Or I'm like, oh, we got a little conditioning today, and then immediately like,
yeah, like body language is a big thing.
Come on, dude, you never did that.
Yeah.
Ever.
That was honestly that was a lesson my dad taught me too. Body language is everything too.
If you did,
yeah.
And well, now you actually do it more now than you ever did.
I do it more now.
You do it more now than you ever did because we were doing. We were doing cardio that Wednesday cardio.
Like I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, you're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. I was like, we got cardio tomorrow. You're gonna be here at 6 a.m. I'm like, hey, buddy, are you a pussy?
But who's here? I showed up, man.
You showed up.
I worked hard.
You showed up, and it took you a minute to get into it, but the fact is, you were gonna show up and you were gonna put the work in.
And well, it's a little hard too now. It's like I'm still trying to find what my purpose is now in the weight room, just because it was basketball for so long. It's hard for me to like. When I'm trying to touch that ceiling, you know what I'm saying? It's like, why am I trying to touch it right now? And then, you've probably gone through the same thing, but I'm
going through it right now.
Yeah,
it's like we were just talking about it today. Like I'm more of like a maintain now, and I'm gonna try to get back into MMA again.
Yeah.
Alex wants me to fight someone. I want to fight someone too. So
that would be I would go in a heartbeat, dude. Because it's in you. I know it's in you. It's in there.
Steve, I'll be your first fight.
No, I'm taking that fight.
I'm bringing my gun.
I decline. I decline that offer.
Yeah, it's definitely in me. I've always wanted to do it. I know I would be pretty good at it. It's just a matter of dedicating the time. I have the time. It's not that I don't have the time.
Yeah.
It's just dedicating the time.
Yeah, it's like what you want to have. It's
Because
prioritizing
I can't say I don't have time, because I do have time. Do I have time to do everything that I want to do? No, I don't. And that's part of my problem.
I know.
I want to golf. I want to get really good at golf.
Yeah.
I want to maintain my physique as much as I can, and I do love the bodybuilding aspect, like getting that pump and stuff, but it's just not friendly for MMA. It's not friendly for golf.
It's not practical right now.
So I'm like balancing the middle, and rather than like being really, 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 really good at something, I'm like trying to like dabble in it all,
You're just
and
good at
it's
a lot of
hurting everything. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Right.
But I do want something to kind of attack. Like what physically, what do you see yourself taking on? I know
golf.
you want to golf.
For sure. I want to, now that's, because I've been wanting to for so long, but basketball took the time. Like I literally didn't have the time with school as well. And I found a little nice community at like work and stuff of guys who like to golf. So that's good. I'm going to get into that. Jiu-jitsu. We've been talking about it. I'm going to start going consistently now that, when I
Find somewhere
make
you
the
like
move.
when you get there.
Yeah. You want to know what's funny though? I've always been into music. I've been a big, I've loved everything about, I've like made the beats and stuff like that.
Fun fact, the beat on this podcast is Ryan Mendoza's beat.
From what, 3 years ago? I think I made that 2 or 3 years ago, man. That was a while.
Yeah.
I made it on my phone.
You made it. Yeah, you made it for something. I don't remember why you made it.
It was just, I think it was an intro to AM, I think.
Oh, it was.
I think it was the intro to
okay,
AM.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So,
used as the intro to AM, and now we're using it for Unpolished.
So I love that. So it's either one or two things for me. I really want to learn how to play the guitar. I want to learn how to play an instrument because I feel like in my head, like I could. Like that, I get music, I get the cadence, all that. Or I want to DJ. And I've done made mixes and that kind of thing, and that I love that too. So I don't know. It's one of those.
Why couldn't you do both though? Those are intermingle. I feel.
Yeah, but it's just like with the DJ, like you need all the equipment, you need to practice, and then you gotta do it as well. Like, you gotta do it a lot in order to like really get good at it.
What does a DJ do?
Dude, it's actually like. So you mix songs, you transition, you make remixes of songs.
Well, couldn't you essentially? I've always wondered this. Couldn't you essentially just make like a big booty style thing?
Well, that's what I've done. I've done those. It's pre-mixed. It's pre-edited.
And you just up there and you
hit play. Yeah, that's literally like at college. Like that's what I did. It's just like
you made the mix and you stand back there and pretend you're DJing.
Yeah.
Wow.
But hey, people like it. People like it. Well, that's what half of it. It's so funny because I've seen a couple like live DJs. Like Twin Sick was really cool. But if I look at them, they're not doing anything. Like because I know. So I'm like looking and we're like in the front row and I can see they're just hyping everybody up. Now they do whatever. They're great. It was unbelievable. But yeah, it's all pre-made stuff. So. I could, but guitar, I really, really want to learn too. So I got a couple things, but like you, I'm trying to dabble in a lot. I think I just need to lock in on a couple.
Lock on one, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just telling myself I wanted to learn Spanish because like Babbel's the way to go. I went to I don't know why I've been.
We talked about this.
I don't know why I've been thinking about it so much lately, but when we went to Costa Rica, I was just such an uncultured swine.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you get humbled. You do get humbled.
The bartender there I'm going to butcher it. He was able to read and write in 7 languages, but he can speak 4. So speak 4, read and write 7. And me and Kelsey were just like wow,
what am I doing?
We are useless American pigs.
Like, literally. Yeah, I feel the same way.
My favorite story to tell about Costa Rica. So they had 3 breakfast options at one of our resorts that we stayed at.
Yeah.
And there was like traditional Costa Rican. There was something else, and then there was like traditional American. Can you guess?
Pancakes, eggs.
Guess what they brought out for breakfast on our last day when we asked for traditional American. Just guess.
Pancakes, eggs, sausage, and bacon.
Hot dog.
For breakfast?
For breakfast, dude. It was a chopped up hot dog and some lazy French fry things, and we were just like, son of a. Like, why did we order this? And then we came to we're like, they think we're just disgusting.
Yeah.
They totally do.
Yeah, we're a joke.
We are a total joke, just uncultured swine. So ever since that, I've just been like, man, I gotta at least learn Spanish.
Yeah, dude.
At least learn Spanish.
I feel bad having Mendoza in my last name and not being able to speak. Seriously, like when we went there, they're like, because we went to
So are you?
Cabo. Yeah, my dad's like, my dad is so I'm trying to think of it.
He doesn't even know. He doesn't see.
No.
We're uncultured
No,
swine.
right. So it's like my
Don't even
dad
know
is
my
half,
heritage.
so I'm either 25 or like an eighth or something. But the problem is, like, I took it from 6th grade to high school, and I was really good at it, like reading and writing it.
Mm-hmm.
It was when I got to speaking, I was okay. But then when we were there in Cabo, like, I held some like kind of conversations based
It's
on
so different.
only words though. Like I couldn't have a full sentence. But like they're like, "Oh, Mendoza, you from like you habla español?" And I'm like, "No." But my dad's grandparents are from Chihuahua, and the other one's from Sicily. So it's like we're both Mexican and Italian, but I hold none of like there's no culture in me that I like hold, and it kind of
Yeah.
makes me feel bad. You know what I mean?
The plan is Spanish, and then I think it'll be a decently easy transition to Italian.
Right.
Because they do
There's,
overlap.
there's some overlap because it's more. I think isn't Italian more Latin or something like that?
I think so.
I don't see.
I don't know. Dude, we're uncultured swine. I'm telling you.
I
We
know,
are
it's bad.
useless human beings
That's bad. Bro.
compared to the rest of the world. Like, I'm telling you, in Costa Rica, everyone was like, yeah, read 7 languages. I can speak 3 languages. How many you speak? Just 1.
Just
Just hey,
money.
Give me my.
I
give me
speak
my
money, bro.
Rice and beans. Rice and beans. I'm gonna take it to go.
Just give me the little box. It's all good. Yeah.
Oh man, I want to go back there. It was so good.
When did you go?
2022.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Kelsey was preggers.
Really?
Yeah. She booked the
Props to
trip.
her,
She's
man.
like, screw it. I was like, man, that's awesome.
No, that's
because it
cool.
was like our last sort of big trip. Now that the boys are getting older, we could probably take another one, but leaving a babysitter with those massacreists are
Yeah.
when they're going.
Disappointing
I've showed
too.
you videos, just naked boys just sprinting around wrestling, and
Wrestling, dude.
now Luke. Ever since we went and saw that wrestling class, Luke and Stevie are both watching it. Luke will not stop trying to wrestle Stevie.
Are you serious?
He might be the wrestler. Who knows? I don't know, but it's awesome.
Dude,
It's-
I mean,
it
it's
makes
good
me
for you,
so
bro. I'm
happy.
so jealous. Like,
makes me so happy.
yeah, it makes me excited to have.
I was gonna
kids,
say
just looking
you
at you
because
guys.
you want kids.
No, of
Yeah.
of course.
How many do you want?
I think 2 is a good number. I like 3. After that, I mean, you got to really. I mean, I want to see. The problem is, like, I like big family. I like the benefits of it, but at the time of my life, like, am I gonna be able to
Support and give them what you want to give them.
exactly give them exactly what provide for them the way I want to? I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe I can. So, but 2 to 3 is like what I'm thinking now. I'd like a boy and a girl at least, just for my wife to have a girl and me have a boy. But I mean, if I have like 2 or 3 girls, I could care less, dude.
As long as they're healthy.
No, exactly. As long as they're
long as
happy
they're
and healthy,
healthy.
dude. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be thinking when I'm holding it in my hands or my arms. Oh, I wish this was a boy. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
God, I just wish you were something different. Like you will never
Dude,
ever
I would
have
never.
that thought. You're gonna cry like a big giant baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's good though,
it's
dude.
just the best.
And you're supposed to do MMA.
Yeah. I'm a teddy bear, dude.
No, I know.
I'm a huge teddy bear, especially with my boys. Oh my god. We were just looking at him upstairs.
I know.
And I just get caught like staring at him like, and I'll just smile and start crying.
Isn't that unbelievable?
big
You made
pussy.
that. Like, you literally made that.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's
People
just crazy.
and I can't.
You could just
don't get
make
what-
a baby.
literally, dude.
You could just be like, let's cook a baby. And you could just make a baby.
Make
You could just make a human. One thing that, because like the push against having kids, it's like, oh, it's super hard. Right. It's totally hard. I will never tell anyone it's not hard. It's
Right.
much harder than you even think it's going to be.
Right.
But crackheads have babies. And those kids turn out fine.
Yeah.
You know, like they grow up.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Just
But
say,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like
Right. Right.
crazy.
What makes you not able to do it? You know what I mean? That's like the argument. It's like
it's just, and a big question is like, well, when is the right time? There is no right time.
no, yeah.
There is no right time. Whenever you have the urge to have a kid and you're established and ready and you know you want a kid, just have the kid.
Yeah.
And then everything else will just kind of revolve.
And I know I
around
want to
it.
be. I want to know, or I know I want to be like young. I want to be able to do stuff with them. You know, I want to be old. Old enough to where I've maybe traveled a little bit or something by myself. Be able to provide. But I really like. I want to be. I'm not one of those guys. It's like I'm gonna wait till like I'm 35, and then have my kids. That's not how I am at all.
I'm not opposed to like having another kid at 35.
Right.
I don't
Right, exactly.
I
I'm not
don't
having my first one. Yeah.
No. I
That's
think
what
I
I meant.
was 29. Yeah, so
That's
I
like
was
such a
29.
good. That's like really an age. I was thinking 28, 29. It's funny. I have a timeline, but then I'm like, who am I to judge when things are supposed to happen? Like, I can do things.
You can have plans and
right,
just be able
of course,
to
but
make changes on the fly.
I'm not gonna. Who know? You have no idea what's gonna happen in 2 hours in a day. Like, I'm not gonna.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not, who am I to put my time on? Like, okay, this is when you know what I mean? Like, I'm
Yeah.
just whenever I'm ready, I'll know. I feel like I'll know. So
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Like I feel like I was ready far before Kelsey was, and that was
Really?
always like a thing that we would talk about. And I definitely had to practice patience because like I'm not the one pushing out the baby.
no, yeah,
Like I'm not getting torn apart.
literally, yeah.
So like dude,
Who you-
have some respect, dude. Like,
no, yeah, no, I get it,
and
man.
then she gave me two beautiful boys. Oh God, it's just the best.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
just
I'm
amazing.
jealous. I'm jealous.
She's
man.
the best. I can't thank her enough. It's just so awesome what we have, and I'm just so thankful. If she gives me another one, awesome. If she doesn't, then it is what it is.
This is why you're perfect for like a Pampers sponsor.
Yeah, Pampers. Alex, tag Pampers.
Pampers.
Got it.
Got it.
Noted.
All right, so we just went on a total tangent
Hey,
all
yeah.
over the place, man.
When did we not though? When did we
Yeah.
not?
Okay. So childhood. You had a great childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to complain about.
For sure. Yeah, dude.
One sister.
Yep. Yeah,
How's your relationship with your sister?
Oh, dude, we're best friends. 100. Like, it's funny because you go through the typical like I was a little brother, middle school. She's getting annoyed by me, bullying me, whatever.
She's older.
Yeah, 2 years older. So, like we're gonna be living with each other. Like it's she's moving with me. So, we're really close, and we're great friends, and it's really gotten close. I would say the past 2 or 3 years, maybe.
Did you guys have like a rough period?
Oh yeah, like that middle school and the early high school. Like she
Get away
hated me.
from me.
I hated her. Like I did nothing. I never talked to her. Like I didn't want anything to do with her. And then it got better when.
Why? Do you remember why?
Oh, dude, she took advantage of me all the time. Like it's bullying. I know I'm gonna send this to her. She's gonna watch it and she'll be laughing right now because we talk about it all the time. Whenever I like give her a hard time now, I'm like, it's just repercussion for what you did. You traumatized me. No, but she used to like, for example, if she was eating something and I had the last, let's say goldfish, like she would have me take the bowl down. Right? It was little stuff like that. But then it progressed into literally like bullying me, like, and my parents had to talk to her. They had to talk. I said, "You need to be nicer to Ryan." Like, but then once she started driving me to school, we got closer because like she matured. She was
Immature.
she was a junior. I was a freshman, and then we kind of like got closer. Then when I went to college, we got way closer. So she's
I mean,
great.
that's part of the big sibling.
Right.
I was the oldest of four. And
That's crazy to think. Wait, so you have Greg, Maddie, and
Greg, Maddie, Camille.
Camille. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, there's 10 years between me and Camille.
That's okay. I was just saying. I was like,
She was a whoops.
That's nothing, Steve.
Yeah. Alex, what's your spread?
What's the range?
16, almost 17 years
Oh
older
my
than the triplets.
God.
Yeah,
That's unbelievable.
That's so cool, though.
it's weird.
You're like basically uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your unk.
yeah.
Uncle
I mean,
Alex.
dude,
To
they're
the
uncles though. That's the funny part.
They're uncles?
Oh, like
So they're 7 years old and they have 2 nieces.
Oh, man.
that's crazy. Yeah.
And then you see them like playing together, and it's like they're the same.
That's so
my
crazy.
uncle,
Same
my
age.
my dad's half brother is like 9 months older than me.
Your dad's half brother's
Brother.
9 months older than you.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like it's just crazy. Yeah. He used to say that all the time. Like, don't disrespect your uncle. Like, bro, you're literally my age. Like, what are we talking about here? It was funny though. It was funny. Yeah, that's a whole nother
Don't
story.
disrespect your elder. Give me my
literally,
9
you'd say
months, dude. 9 months.
Bro, I'm looking down to you right now. And that's saying something. Like I was like 5'3", so.
Also, that was a while ago.
Yeah, that was probably 8. I think I was 5'3" in 8th grade, and then I grew like 5'5".
8th grade?
Dude, if you look at like old pictures, I look like 5 years younger than everybody. And then I grew to like 5'9" my sophomore year, and then I hit
How
like
tall are you now?
legit 5'11".
Hold
Legit.
on. What's the other one?
Oh, if I have shoes,
If it's
my
not
basketball
legit.
height 6 foot. My basketball height 6 foot.
The roster height?
Oh yeah, like if I have shoes
What's
on,
your
I'm
roster? What were you listed
I
at?
listed myself at 5'11" and never changed it
Oh, okay.
because I was like, I'm not gonna. I was like, people are gonna know. But
Man
then
of
this
your
kid who's
word.
5'8" put himself as 5'11", and I was like, you got to be kidding me! Like I should have put 6 foot, whatever. Because when I'm in the shoes, I am. But I was like, I'm gonna
Well,
just
duh.
yeah.
But that's not when you get measured.
No, I know, right? So it is what it is. But yeah, if I were to like say legit 5'11",
Yeah, I'm like 6'4" and like a little bit of change when I'm like really, really trying. And then when we had the tryouts for the NFL, and they take a clipboard and they like knock you down, like they get your real height. They
what
make
was
you
it?
lift your toes. It was like 6'3 3/4. But they
so you say 6'4".
yeah, I just say 6'4".
Yeah.
Yeah. I say 6'4" on a good day. That's what I tell
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Like
6
if
foot
I'm
on a good
feeling,
day.
if I'm feeling
Yeah,
tall.
yeah.
If I do some squats, I'm 6'3".
Yeah.
But I remember they took like a clipboard and they pushed it up against the wall. They're like, lift your toes and lock out your legs, flex your quads. And they're pressing down on my head. Like literally, like I'm pretty sure they made me shorter, like for the moment. They just like, ugh, I'm just like, what the fuck?
You have no neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, get rid of the neck.
Because they ain't playing around.
Yeah.
And when you're doing your like hand thing, they're like moving your hand around because you got to measure your hand width and all that.
What was that like? The whole combine process was it cool? Or
It was cool. I just
more
did a
nerve-wracking?
regional, and then I was invited to a Bears tryout. But yeah,
It's so cool. Though.
It
You
was
could
cool.
say,
Yeah, it was cool. My career, I amounted to nothing. If we're being realistic, I amounted to
Well, you were
absolutely
in
nothing.
NCAA football 14, man.
Yeah, I was.
tough.
I was like a 65 overall rating.
What was your best?
Monster though. I was big.
Yeah, what was your big attribute?
265. My strength was high. That was it, dude. When someone uploaded me in the game, my strength was really high and everything else was just trash. I'm still playing with myself though. But you got Steve?
Yeah.
Catch the ball, man.
Just run an option every time with yourself.
My leg almost cramped. My leg almost cramped.
Dude, that's. I wish it's well. Somebody like even it's so funny. Carroll is like the school I started out at. They somebody uploaded Laura's Dubuque in the new game. So I played, and the stadium looks almost identical. The uniforms,
sweet.
dude, it's so cool, bro. It was so weird seeing it.
You got to be such a nerd.
Oh, you have to have all
input
the time on your hands.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah,
To
dude.
input all that information. Just like, who did this?
I know. I wonder if they work for like EA.
Did you
or
get the
something.
game?
Oh yeah.
Yes, you've been
Yeah,
playing.
I've been playing it so much, dude. Way too much. Just because like I've had more time now that I'm about to leave. Like I'm not doing anything, so I've been playing so much.
So what's your mindset like? Getting ready to leave and start essentially a new life.
Dude, I know.
It's gonna be a brand new life.
I know.
What's your mindset like?
I mean, I'm so excited. I've been waiting for it since I
So you feel
got
ready?
the offer. Yeah, I'm ready. But like it's weird just because I'm not ready to leave everybody. I'm not ready to leave you. I'm not ready to leave some other people.
Yeah, I know.
No, but it's just I'm excited a little. I mean, I'm on my own. It's a little nervous, right?
But you're not though.
But I'm not really. Like it's good nerves. It's a whole new chapter. I get to finally do some things I'm really interested in outside of work and honestly within because I get to do work I enjoy.
You want to talk about the company you're gonna work for?
Yeah. So Cisco Systems, they're the tech company. I got to do a lot of finance work for them, and it was unbelievable. I like my experience there was beyond anything I thought. Like I was
You did
hoping
a
for that
summer.
offer
You did a
back.
summer internship there.
Yeah, 10 weeks with them. We did some cool projects. So like the first one was with a team. Got to do it with other interns and solve a problem there. I don't know if can say exactly what it was, but it was sales data. We wanted to clean it up, whatever. And then the other one, we had to do individually. So I was on a team, a worldwide team. They had inputted sales data, and they did year over years a bunch of analytics with it financially, and I was able to kind of make a cool Excel spreadsheet and do all the stuff and present it to them, and they loved it. Hopefully they use it now. They said they were going to. But
They're just fluffing you up.
no, dude. I'm
kidding, I'm
no,
kidding,
I
I'm
know.
kidding.
But
Yeah,
I
right.
really-
We're gonna totally use this.
Yeah, just throw it in the
throw it.
trash. Delete it.
Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah, it's great.
It's really good.
No, but dude, the experience was great, and so I'm really excited to do that because when you have homework in school, like especially when I knew my whole senior year, I knew I had the job, and so I was like, what am I
am I
doing
working
this
for?
Yeah, But it was great. I mean, the experience was. I was a little surprised on how well it went. So it was great.
So that's a good transition because one thing I really want to talk to you about is your experience in these indoctrination camps.
No,
these schools.
Yeah.
So you and I align almost exactly, I would say.
Yeah.
Politically.
Yeah. Libertarian.
I'm a libertarian all day.
Yep.
Maybe conservative in some ways.
Leaning. Yeah, I would say I'd lean.
And I do find like some sort, like a little bit of like liberal tendencies sometimes, but very unique situations.
I was gonna say the environment you're in now, you probably don't like see it like I did. You see it more, I would say, online. Like you see everything.
Yeah.
But directly, like it's totally different.
Yeah, my algorithm online is crazy though. Like, it's just like a trans person screaming, or it's like some crazy like left. And I wasn't in politics until Trump.
Right.
I had no idea what was going on. I remember we were on a vacation.
That election was huge for people in politics. Politically.
Yeah, I just remember thinking like this guy that's not a politician just took over the world in 3 seconds, and then the gas prices went down like
so like it actually
like just like a snap of the finger. I'm like, what's going on here? Like there's something going on, and the hate I didn't see. I had no reason to hate him, so I didn't understand why so many people hated him.
Right.
And then
he was loved before it all.
I know.
If you look back.
I know. If you look back at the tapes,
I know.
He was on Oprah. He was on The View. He was on all these different shows, and everyone's like drooling over him.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he runs for president, everyone's like, he's a racist. He's a transphobe. He's this. He's that. And I'm just like, I don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. So it made me ask a lot of questions.
Right.
And those questions led me to fall to the right. Lean right.
Right.
We'll say lean right.
Because I wasn't anything. And I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm like actively political, but like you kind of have to know you obviously need to know.
You should know what's going on,
right? 100%.
And I'm pretty sure I'm the one who got you to know what's going on because you're always very curious.
Yeah.
Even in the middle of a workout, you'd be like, "Yeah, so what's the purpose of this?"
Right.
I'm like, "Mind your business and just work out."
Listen to me.
No, you'll be like, "What? What's this for?" And you've always been a very curious person, so. I remember when you turned to me and you were like, so what's this? What's going on? What's a liberal? What's a conservative and all that? But I remember I didn't even know what the hell a liberal was.
And it's a lot. And it's just a lot of information that's why, like, honestly, recently until obviously the new election's coming up, but I took kind of a break just with information, like overload. I felt like I was like, I'm tired of seeing everything. It's so frustrating. Both sides. I was like, I just can't. I don't want to deal with it because what benefit do I see? I want to know what's going on, right? All that kind of stuff. Like, gas is $5, $6 in Illinois over COVID. I'm like, okay, why? Then I'll look it up. I'll seek the information. I just didn't want it in like my feed. You know what I'm saying?
The feed is extremely overwhelming.
Oh, it's so overwhelming. It's like suffocating. Like I was just like, I'm not. I was definitely more political. Like, and if you take in like the 2020 election, 2016, like. That was because I was learning a lot, so I was staying curious. Well, now that I've kind of found my niche and like being a libertarian, like I know what things to support now and what to seek out. Like Daily Wire, I love, right? So I go to them for certain things.
Daily Wire would fall into the conservative.
Yeah, no, they definitely are. So, but now I feel like equipped to where now I can process that information and then say, okay, what do I agree with, what don't? You know what I mean? And it's important to look. I'll look on certain other sites just to see what they're saying, right? To get both sides, but I can't go to the news anymore. I mean,
the news is
either way. It's just.
I mean, the news isn't even covering where Joe Biden is.
I know.
Everyone's like, "Where's Joe Biden?" And the news is just like, "Today the weather's going to be bad." Yeah.
It's crazy.
But you're seriously not covering why Joe has not come out and said something since stepping down?
I know. Who even knows if he typed the
He didn't type that. He woke up and was like, "Oh God, I'm not president anymore. I'm not going to be president."
Dude, you have to watch. This is okay. So Kill Tony. Do you know what Kill Tony is? Did you see Trump so Shane Gillis is Trump, and Adam Ray is Joe Biden, but they are there and they still bring the people out like they do.
No way,
dude. It's the best YouTube video, one of the best YouTube I've ever seen.
Can we
2
watch
hours.
It? Oh, okay.
Maybe. But if you look up like highlights, like there's a 30-minute video on highlights. The impressions are unbelievable.
Shane Gillis is Trump.
Yes.
He's pretty good at Trump.
No, they dress up too.
Oh,
they dress up like he walks out. They introduce me. He's like going like this, going like this. He's going like, And then you know the little dance.
Yeah, the little dance.
Yeah, and then Adam Ray is Joe Biden, who does the Dr. Phil stuff too. It's the same guy. He goes out and he like does this, he has the aviator down. He smiles and then he turns around and just walks, tries to walk back, and they're like, "No, get over here." Dude, but the impressions, like he does the Joe, like
I'll have to watch it.
rant, dude. It's the best. You have to watch it.
I'll have to watch it.
I was showing my dad and he was laughing. Dude,
That's
it was
so
good.
funny.
So funny.
So back to what I was saying. I
Yeah.
made a bold claim, right? Like indoctrination camp.
Oh,
we're talking about
right.
college.
Yeah.
Okay. But the reason I say that, especially to you, is because you've shared stories with me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, story number one that I remember is you told me you were writing a paper, and you had cited Ben Shapiro.
yeah.
And there was a problem with that. You want to talk about that really quick?
Yeah.
Because I can't stand, if I'm in a conversation, and I don't hold back in my conversations.
Of course.
If I'm in a conversation and I tell someone who has no idea that that's happening, and they're like, "Oh, it's just a conspiracy theory," I'm like, "No, like I have almost firsthand experience."
Yeah.
Like my little brother Ryan, he tried to write a paper, cite it, and they're like, whatever. It's
Right.
like, no,
Gave me
this
a show.
really is happening.
Yeah.
Like one side is allowed to be spoken of, the other side is not.
Right.
Which again is another reason why I'm pushed that way.
No, right. And it's just like you can't. I mean, the feeling of not being able to voice your opinion is it's terrible. And like I've seen that. So in that paper, it was about it was a persuasive paper, so you had to solve an issue. And for me, being so close with Kari from Chicago, I was like, hey, I asked him, I was like, hey, do you mind if I kind of take on like the city? I wanted to look in like urban areas and the cycles that they go through, whether it was crime, poverty, whatever. And I was like, I want to look at them and see kind of why is it this constant cycle? Well, so I wrote a paper about that, and my source was a fiscal, like I went fiscally in terms of how you would fix it economically, with business and whatever. And one of the sources I had was Ben Shapiro I think it was maybe on Rogan, but he was on a podcast or his own show. And I mean, I was using him. It's so funny. I wasn't using him politically. I was using him as a Harvard graduate who's written books, right? Who has all these credentials. That's what I was using him for. Because I was trying to, it was funny because I wanted to, she talked to me before it and make sure you like only talk about, or make sure you keep like politics out of it is what she basically wanted me to do. So I was like, okay. So I did that. Well, then she brings it back in. She's like, well, so I turned in my rough draft, and it was it was great. It was a great paper. Like I think I did really well at the time. Well, so then she gives me my rough draft, and she's like, hey, like I actually love where you're going, great direction. I do have a problem with this Ben Shapiro source because he is conservative, and I told you to say keep politics out of it. So then I responded. I'm like, hi. I was all respectful. I was like, hey, I'm really glad you actually brought this up because I can tell you that I'm going to keep it in. Like, if you can, I said you could dock my grade for it. I said, but this is a really good source from a Harvard graduate. I gave it all his credentials, and I was like, and I didn't mention.
Do you remember what he was saying? Or
so basically, it was talking about
because if he's saying an opinion, I can understand
right
why you shouldn't bring him in.
So they asked him economically, how are you going to fix? It was like crime, poverty, one of them. And he was talking about how you first need to. This was his expert opinion. That's what I was. So it's an opinion, but he was like, I would first increase the police, make it safer, and then you have to. On top of that, then businesses will invest in a safer community. They're not going to invest in Southside of Chicago. Why would they put their store when there's videos of people breaking in with hammers, like the one you showed?
I showed you a video today. Yeah, the same building got broken into twice within like 2 weeks.
Literally. So no business would want to be there, right? Well, if it's safer, they would. So then with the businesses, then come internships, jobs, opportunities, outreach, talking about that kind of stuff. Like that's what it was. Which, if you're going to talk from a financial standpoint, it's sound. It's all sound advice. And
not political.
Not political. He didn't even talk about anything politically. And so, and I purposely did so. So I told him, like, I'm keeping it in. I'm sorry if you disagree with the opinion, but it's not political. And I think she mentioned something about him being white. So I was like,
no.
Yeah. So I was like, first of all, I didn't mention anything about race in the paper because it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter who it comes from. It's a good source. And then I was like, and he could be white, black, Hispanic, polka dot, I don't care. I said that. I was like, I don't care. He's very qualified, and this is great information. You asked me to write a paper, and I did it. Like, but whatever. And she, to my surprise, was actually, no, okay, that's fine. I agree with that. It's keep chugging along. Whatever. I got a great paper. Then that same teacher recommended me for the honors program for like the English department.
Good for her.
No, so I was kind of, it was
So
a good,
initially, maybe her biases kind of got in her way.
right. But then once I explained it and said like, okay, I did what you asked me, and I kept it neutral. I didn't put my opinion. No, like it's all. If you're going to talk about like the credentials of it, the ethos of it, it was great. Like it was great. So, but I had other teachers. Like I was in a film class and talked about. So it's actually funny. I was asleep at this time because it was 8 a.m. We had conditioning. I was out. Like the lights were off. We're watching movies, dude. I'm out. And when I wake up and my buddy goes, "Hey, like, did you hear what he said?" I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Yeah, he said," because this was during the elections, my freshman year, both of these. And he's like, "Yeah, he said, well, just make sure you're informed when you vote because if you vote a certain way, you are voting for a racist."
So who said this?
This was a film teacher. You're voting for a racist.
You're voting for a
Yeah,
racist.
and obviously, I think we know who he was talking about, right? But it's just like
Kamala Harris.
yeah. But I was like, dude, you got it. I wish I was up. I wish I was awake at the time. I would have said something because I was like, it's so funny. I didn't even, regardless of like politics, like you don't even know me. Like you don't know me. I wish, I just wish I was awake, but.
You would have said something.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was growing, because that was after the paper thing and I was kind of like tired of it just because like, you shouldn't be telling me how to think unless it's scholarly. Like, in terms of like a math equation.
You should be telling me what to think about.
Right, exactly.
That's really what the education system should be.
Well, you did that.
Think about how you'd be racist. But it's presenting one side, presenting the other side, and trying to exclude your opinion as much as you can. Now, if someone asks your opinion, there should be no shame in sharing your opinion.
Exactly.
No shame,
right.
Because it's your opinion. That's the beautiful thing about our country.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about it. Yeah. You can share your opinion, and that's that.
I know.
You can agree, you can disagree, you can move on, you can debate.
Yeah, isn't that
it's amazing.
What it's about? Yeah.
It's the best.
I know.
That's how you find the middle ground. That's how you find the solutions.
That's how you grow.
Taking two, not even radical sides, but two sides.
Yeah.
And finding the middle. I think that's what the two-party system was supposed to be, but now it's just turned into this stupid fucking fight.
And money grab. It's all just where the money is.
The military-industrial complex, the big pharma, advertising, controlling decisions with FDA. Like
I know. And dude, it's just like it's all meant to separate us. And right now we need unity more than ever. Like we need it more than ever right now. And the attempt that just happened, maybe that's a way. Maybe that's a natural way. But I mean, it's just like. It's just unfortunate because I don't even want to identify with anything because I don't want to be a me versus you. It should be us versus them, whoever it is, right? And we're all together, we're all here, and it's like we all want what's best. And what's funny is even if you disagree with people, it still comes down to that. It's just what do you think's best? So now we could talk about that because we both have the same interests at heart, right? It's just when it gets deep down into it, but I don't think anybody knows how to communicate it, and I don't think sometimes it's not even their fault. Sometimes it's not our fault if we can't communicate it. You know what I mean? It's just it's unfortunate because there's a time where being an American meant something, and now it doesn't tell a lot of people.
Now being an American is just literally racist.
Yeah.
Have you seen those clips where it's like if someone's flying the American flag, that's a racist.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
Oh yeah. Well, my dad does not. He doesn't want to put one out of the house.
Oh, I'm gonna have a talk with your dad.
Yeah.
You go home and you hang a flag right now.
Yeah.
Because that's part of the problem.
I know.
Like we've been scared the whole COVID thing. We were scared into not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
We were scared into being that not willing to be that outlier because I remember
it's a fear tactic.
I've told this story before on the show, but I was in Jewel Osco. Okay, this is
great store, Jewel. If you're out there anywhere,
great store.
We love your
store, Jewel.
Yeah.
Sponsor us. So I'm in Jewel, and if I was alone, I did not wear a mask.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, I just felt the reason being
in your car
because what
when people wear them in the car still.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Right. Yeah. I felt like I was just conforming to something that to me didn't make sense.
Right.
And if it doesn't make sense to me, I'm not playing along.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And that's the case with anything.
So
Like,
the
why
claim,
Yeah.
if you don't wear your mask, you're going to get someone else sick, or you are going to get sick. Okay, well, me getting sick, that's on me.
Right.
Okay, I know you don't care about me getting sick. If I get sick, I'm willing to take that risk. Now, the next claim, you will get someone else sick. Well, if you're wearing a mask, how can I get you sick?
Right.
If you're vaccinated, how can I get you sick? Based on the claims that are being made.
Right.
Okay, so you're vaccinated, you have a mask. How can I get you sick? And I'm not sick.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'll know when I'm sick.
Yeah.
I'm not sick. If I'm sick, I'm not going to go out.
Right.
There's just normal rules.
Yeah. It's common sense. It's really
It's just common sense.
Yeah.
So commonsensically, I'm like, I'm not wearing a mask. Because people are always like, oh, you're just trying to be a rebel. It's like, no, I'm not trying to be a rebel. I'm just doing what I think is the right thing.
What makes sense to you?
And it happens to be rebellious because it's been labeled that way
Right.
by everyone and their grandmother. Literally.
Right.
Like everyone and their grandmother. I remember we went to South Carolina, and the first question these people asked us, like, are you vaccinated? These people that aren't getting vaccinated are crazy. You're vaccinated, right? And I was like, no. And you can see the terror in her eyes because she's been conditioned by
know
MSNBC and
this.
CNN that the people that aren't vaccinated are causing the virus. Dude, I tried to golf when I was there,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't let me because I was putting them at risk. And then my follow-up question was, well, are you guys vaccinated? And they're like, well, yeah, we're vaccinated. I'm like, so what's the problem?
Yeah, so you're good.
I'm not getting into this with you. Okay.
That's crazy.
Just brainwash. Just like so brainwashed, it's not even funny. And you can't have conversations with people who find that moral superiority in their ignorance.
Yeah.
It's just ignorant.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Because and I guess this will be the last thing I say, but like people consider themselves informed if they have information. Having information does not mean you're informed at all. Because where are you getting it from?
it's discerning information.
Right.
You have to discern
You're being
the information.
misinformed. You're
Yeah.
being misinformed. You know?
Which is a big word that they used.
Yeah.
But where I was going with that Jewel story is I'm in Jewel, and as soon as one person, this is my favorite story to tell probably with this whole COVID thing, but as soon as one person starts to wear that common sense, just be commonsensical, other people are like, oh, I'm going to do it too.
Yeah.
So
Somebody has to take the first step. No.
so I'm walking through Jewel, and a client's dad is there. Okay. And this is like the anti-touch 6 feet.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Social
exactly the
distancing.
day. Yeah, social distancing.
Oh
It was
my
really
gosh,
weird.
that
So
term.
like, I remember because I haven't seen this guy for a while. I trained both of his kids, and he's like, Steve, and I'm like, I don't know who you are. To pull your mask down real quick, and he's like, he does one, one
it's
of
like
these,
hesitation.
and I'm like, dude, just take your stupid mask off. Like, I'm like, what's up, dude? How are you? And I handshake him. I pull him in for like one of those bro hugs, and he's like, you're not wearing your mask? I'm like, no, I'm not wearing my mask. And I turn my volume up because I do like to be controversial.
Yeah.
I know that about myself.
Yeah.
Like if I get the opportunity, I'm going to be a little obnoxious about it. And I
Yeah.
will admit that. Yeah. So I start talking really loud. I'm like, hell no, I'm not wearing my mask. You should take yours off right now. And he goes, puts it in his pocket. And I'm like, good for you, man. Hey, I hope to see you soon. I gave him a high five and I walked off.
That's
And
cool.
I don't know what happened after that because I didn't stay to like find out. But he took his mask off immediately
Really?
because we all
He knows,
know. We all knew it was a freaking joke.
I know.
This thing right here, just this is protecting
Well,
you.
we had to play in them.
You had to play basketball on this. You know how fucking stupid that is.
We just wore the chin strap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And refs would stop games, pull their mask up
Yeah.
because you're not already sweating on each other.
I know.
Dribbling, going up for a layup. Like, you spit in my face today when we were playing.
That did not happen. That was not on record.
Check the video.
Don't
Check the video.
cut that, Alex.
I'll
Cut
check
It's
that
just
tonight.
so stupid. Yeah.
Cut it.
Alex, cut it out. Steve's crazy, man. Steve's crazy.
crazy.
I am a little crazy. I feel like I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
How are people not pissed off?
I know.
It is bizarre.
I think it's starting to go. It's the upswing. The pendulum it hit that
right,
bottom.
but we're also just passing by.
Yeah.
We're all like, let's forget about it. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Right.
I'm not going to forget about it.
Right.
You idiots that literally said you shouldn't have your job.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to go to your mom or dad's or grandparents' funeral where it's only limited to 2 people. You're not allowed to be there and mourn together. You're not allowed to sit next to each other while you're mourning your family members because social distancing. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so mad about it.
Yeah, I know.
Seriously, I really am. Like, I'm getting fired up. I'm getting goosebumps right now
Yeah.
because I seriously can't believe that there hasn't been more anger about it.
I know.
And everyone's just like, oh, just forget about it. Just brush it off.
I know.
Like, no,
And
I'm not going to forget
I'm
about
probably
it.
guilty of that too.
Yeah,
I would
because
admit it,
because
you
you
know what I
and I get it. I do. I get it. But if we just brush it off, what's going to happen?
Oh, it's just gonna happen
The
again.
same thing's going to happen again.
Yeah. I am curious if it were to happen again. Like, now that it's already occurred, it's like I feel like the behavior would be different. I really don't.
Bird flu's next. Bird flu's next. There's already the WHO already made a meeting about a bird flu pandemic in the future.
Oh, I've seen that. I think you probably.
And it's
sent
gonna
it
be
to me.
more deadly than COVID.
Of course it is.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. And if it is, I'll take my risks.
Yeah.
I'll end up dead.
Yeah. If it kills me because I'm being ignorant or I don't trust the government, do you blame me?
Right.
After this whole shindig? Do you
Yeah.
blame me for not trusting?
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
look up things like the Tuskegee experiment. Do you know what that is?
What? Say it one more time.
The Tuskegee experiment.
Explain it. I don't.
They gave black men syphilis on purpose.
Why?
On
Without
purpose.
them knowing.
Without them knowing. This is real. This is the government.
What was their purpose? Like, why did they?
To test drugs, right?
Yeah.
So they were
It was an experiment.
So it was an experiment, and they tested like different drugs on syphilis, and they were saying like, "Hey, we're going to cure you," but really they gave them syphilis on purpose, and then they gave like control group, and they unknowingly
When
gave
was this?
black men syphilis.
50s?
I don't know, it was the 50s, yeah, the 40s or 50s. But the government is not trustworthy.
You don't trust them?
Like,
Are you kidding me?
like
After
it's
all
just-
they've done for you,
there's
Steve?
no way, especially after all this. Like,
I know.
Again, going back to COVID, and I'm a broken record, but when did they ever say anything? Fauci, main culprit. When did they ever say anything about being healthy?
Never. Yeah.
Like, let's mandate organic food. Let's mandate getting outside. Let's mandate government funded training facilities like mine.
Yeah.
Let's mandate that.
That'd be, dude. I didn't
Mandate a
I've never thought-
vaccine
never
that
thought
we
of that.
know is harming people.
Yeah.
100%. Like, is
Never
it
thought of
harming
that.
everyone? No, it's not harming everyone.
Like, I had it.
But is there a
once, right?
possible adverse reaction to this vaccine? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you are stupid enough to seriously believe it's not a possibility,
Yeah.
you're a lost cause. And I
Yeah.
don't think you should have a right to vote.
Yeah.
Like, you're that ignorant where you want to pretend that the vaccine is not harming people.
Do you think it would vote because you
calm
just
down now.
no, it's fine. Because we've talked about all this now. So
It's been boiling. It's
Yeah.
been boiling. Like, we've had shows where like someone will bring up the mask and people will be like, yeah, I've just got so mad about people not putting it over their nose. And I'm just like, okay.
yeah,
And I just let it go.
yeah,
But I'm done.
yeah. No, I get
I'm
it. dude.
done.
And it with basketballs, that was a whole thing. Getting tested every day.
Oh my God, your career.
Yeah, I mean, having to make that decision of, okay, yeah, we won't make you get anything, but you can't travel. You're gonna quarantine. You can't really play.
That was the move.
You gotta play with a mask on. I mean, dude, it was. I don't know what the term for it is, but it was like, yeah, you don't have a choice, but you have it. Like, or sorry, you have a choice, but you don't have a choice. You know what I mean?
It's like yeah, summer for you football guys. Summer's volunteer. It's
Yeah.
voluntary. You can
Right,
be there.
right. You don't go to the conditioning.
Yeah,
It's voluntary.
You can be
It's
it's
not
voluntary
I
because that's
can't
what they
man-
had to say for the NC2A.
Yeah. But if you, don't
you
come,
weren't there,
you're off the team.
you ain't sniffing nothing.
Yeah.
You ain't playing, dude.
So it's like, and I remember we had that conversation, but it was a really hard decision to make. And if I could go back, knowing how my career turned out and stuff, I met a lot of great guys, but I would have had that anyway. The basketball, you could take it away. I would have changed my decision.
Dude, you I don't remember if you cried, but we were very emotional
It was
because
emotional.
you came to me and you're like, dude, Steve, I don't want to get this shot.
I know.
And I was like,
I was the last one on my team to get it.
and I told you, I was like, Ryan, if it were me, I wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
But I understand why you would. Do you remember this conversation?
I like it's yesterday. Yeah.
Yep. And you made the decision to do it.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about it?
I mean, I would have changed the decision for sure. And
Why?
it's obviously hindsight. Because like for me, dude, I committed my whole life to basketball. I got recruited, all those tournaments, everything, and then for me to not be able to play when I get the opportunity to be an impact player, all that, play with my friends, it was just like and they see that's the thing they know that. Mm-hmm. They know that, so it's like they know you're gonna make the decision. But I was the last one, and it was like me and this other kid were. And
did you guys look to get like fake cards and stuff?
One of my friends did.
I got fake cards. They're in that back drawer. They're so legit.
No, that's what I should have. Honestly should have played that out more, but I didn't. And it was just, it was the decision I made. It's just like, at the time,
so
I know
just so we're clear, you said you wouldn't change your decision.
I would.
You would change your decision. Okay.
But it's just hard. Like it's so hindsight. Because at the time, like I was like, I regretted it, but I was relieved because I could finally play after all the BS, after all the stuff they put us through with the masks. I was like, I can finally play and ball out.
That's what they did with everyone. Though,
I know.
Man.
No,
they
I know.
That stupid card.
And I'm not like. I guess.
I don't blame you. You know, like I get it, dude.
And there's a lot of people like me. There's a lot of people like me, and
I haven't met a single person that's like, I'm glad I'm vaccinated. Yeah. Oh, that's not true.
No, because you don't really. I wouldn't say associate constantly with anybody who would. You know what I'm saying? If it would say that, or would you disagree?
Wait, what are you saying?
Like,
what's your claim?
Like you haven't heard anybody say that. I do because of just where I've been and
saying I'm glad I got vaccinated.
Right. I feel like who or where would you hear that? I really don't.
There are a couple people that.
If you were to ask them, maybe
they assume. Because I make it a fun thing to be like, you guys vaccinated? You know, like, because it was so not a question before, but now it's like a topic of conversation. Yeah. And I've ran into people that are like, oh, yeah, I'm vaccinated and boosted. Like, screw this COVID thing. And I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you've got different information than I do.
Yeah.
Like, COVID's not that deadly. It's killing you if you're already sick.
Yeah. Well, I got it right after.
You got COVID right after. Yeah.
So, but then it helped me out because then I had to everybody had to get boosted, but I was still in my immunity window, so I didn't do it. And then,
they made people get boosted too.
I don't know if they made them, but
the same concept.
Yeah. Same concept.
Same concept. So you don't need to get boosted, but
it was the first round or first whatever, and I was so happy. And then, but at that point, I was like, even if I wasn't sick, I wouldn't do it. Like, that's how quick I made the decision. It wasn't like when I finished my career, you know. Obviously, going to school in Wisconsin at Carroll was different than BV because Iowa, I don't know if they did the same thing. I don't know before I was there, right, what the issue was and that kind of thing. But that's just kind of how it was. And it's like, for me, I had to brush it off because it gets me mad to think about.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm
trying to calm down.
Yeah.
It's I'm like mad for people. My uncle.
Oh, yeah.
My uncle has probably permanent stuff going on.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep. And make a note. I don't know if he wants me to tell people that. I think he's pretty open about it now, but maybe I'll text him. I'll make sure I'm good to share that information.
Yeah. But you didn't reveal anything.
Yeah, I think he's pretty open about it now. But he's got, he has some serious stuff going on, and I didn't find out till way later that he had it going on, and he, it's one of those things where like you can attribute it to like almost anything.
Yeah.
But he thinks it's because of the shot.
Yeah.
And this is like such a common theme now. Like these people coming forward and being like, yeah, the shot did this, the
shot
did this,
the myocarditis information that came out with people my age.
We know it caused heart inflammation.
I thought I had that in high school, so I was really scared. Because what if I
have an enlarged heart.
You do?
That shit would probably kill me. That's how I feel.
I didn't know you had an enlarged heart.
Yeah.
Does it affect, have you been affected in any way or not really?
My blood pressure's always been like a little high, like 130s. Okay. But my systolic is high and my diastolic. Or wait, are those backwards?
I couldn't tell you.
I should know.
One of them's high.
Yeah.
You're good.
Top number is a little high. My bottom number is always like right on the money.
The way you eat, the way you take care of yourself, I mean.
Yeah, that's the extent. And people be like, you need to be on blood pressure medicine. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it.
I don't think my dad tastes anymore. He dropped the weight, got healthy, started eating better.
That's amazing.
Isn't that something?
I've told this story before. So
works out.
my little cousin, okay, he texted me one day because we align on everything that we're talking about, and
Your cousin?
Yeah, my little
Okay.
cousin. Yeah, he's actually probably about your age.
Okay.
And he texts me and he goes, "What do you think the first thing is? What do you think the first thing my biology book tells me to do if I have high blood pressure?
Get meds.
Get meds.
Crazy.
Not evaluate diet,
He's right.
not work out, not walk,
Yeah.
not consult a dietitian, nothing like that. Just get meds."
So it's just a
Quick fix.
mask. Yeah, quick fix.
You know who probably wrote that book or funded it? Pfizer.
Yeah. I know.
The whole Rockefeller complex. Oh, we're getting deep.
Oh, that's the deep stuff. Yeah.
We're getting deep. But
It's sad. It's honestly sad. That's where we are now. And it's like,
yeah.
and I get it. Like, not everybody can work out 7 days a week, but just even doing something is.
But you can though.
Right. You can do something.
You
right.
can.
You can walk. You can.
If you pick up your phone right now, what would your screen time be?
What do you think it is?
I would say 4.5.
For today. Okay. So,
No, not today.
Okay.
Not today.
Dude, I'm a little embarrassed.
I'm gonna pull mine up too. So we'll find out together.
6.
Right now. 6?
Well,
On
yeah,
average?
but I'm doing nothing. I'm sitting around on YouTube,
All right,
stuff
so
like that.
Hold on. Where do I go again? I go here. I go general. Wait, no.
I went
There's
like
like a
this.
screen time spot, right? Oh, there it is. All right, so I got swipe. Yeah, I got swipe.
Watch, he's gonna be 6.
13.
6 last week.
Oh, he's talking
Yeah.
now. That's
Yeah, YouTube.
YouTube,
YouTube's
dude.
a big
YouTube. I
one.
listen to podcasts, so it's like I'm
Spotify's a
not.
big one.
That's what gets me too. Is I'll listen to a podcast on YouTube,
Yeah,
and so like
I
it's
didn't
running
realize
for
that.
3 hours.
When I first
But I'm like
saw-
working
yeah.
while I do it, so
Well,
like does it count?
And I'll put my phone up and I'll listen to a podcast on Spotify.
Right.
So like that's all screen time.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So
But I'm not even like watching it. Like,
know.
I'll have like my headphones in and I'll be cooking or
it's
something.
a TV. It's really a TV too, and you're not looking at it constantly, right?
Yeah,
So
I'm 6. I'm usually like 4.
that's what I've been 4.5 for a while. 4.5.
Yeah, but it's. I would like to think it's productive. There's definitely some scrolling in there.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be a major liar if I was like I didn't get caught in the algorithm and
No,
you
dude,
know.
it's so catered to me. Right, I love it. Like it's so
Oh,
funny.
the algorithm?
My algorithm's awesome. It's so
Mine's
funny.
like
I'm sending memes,
it's
whatever.
like gunshots and gun victims in the city because I share it all the time. Like get out of the city is like one of my main themes on Instagram. Get the
Right.
hell out. Like how could you want to live near all of these crazy people?
I know.
Get out of the city, and then it's like like crazy liberal pink hair.
Yeah.
Someone screaming something. It's like one of those or like anti far left stuff and pro right. It's just catered to me like so much. I'm like, God, you know me so well.
Yeah,
you damn iPhone.
I had to do that with TikTok. It got so good. Like every video was so funny. I'm like, I gotta get rid of this. I'm spending way too much time.
So you
on it.
had TikTok.
Yeah.
We have it for the podcast. I don't touch it though.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Yeah.
I won't touch it.
No, I
I
it's
gave him
too
like an
good,
old
dude.
phone.
Dude,
I was
it's
like, here,
too
make a
good, bro.
TikTok.
It's and like I'm an Instagram Reels guy now, so it's good. So I just keep it on there. That's like the only thing I scroll on. YouTube Shorts are good for different type of content for me. Like a lot of comedian stuff, a lot of music stuff, movie. I'm a big movie guy. That's why I like watching stuff like breakdowns of movies, stuff like that, nerdy stuff. But that's all on YouTube. So when I need a little bit of a cleanse, I'll go to YouTube and like just it's more. It's
Do
just
you
better
ever
content.
make it a thing to go no phone?
Oh yeah, 2 years ago, I deleted everything besides maybe Snapchat because I still didn't use it much. I don't I talk to my girlfriend. That's it. But literally, like at that time, I didn't talk. Like, I wasn't talking to anyone. Nothing. Deleted it all, and it was awesome. Like it was amazing. Like I loved it. I got so much stuff done, and I was able that what's it called? That summer, that's when I really got into movies, and I was able to like have more time for that because I would just sit on my phone doing nothing, mindless. But now I had intent, and that was my entertainment was a movie. You know what I mean? But I'm not on my phone doing anything. But have you done that?
Yeah, we went to Canada. 20. This is a long time ago, but social media was the thing. It was all a thing. My business was still running, and I basically went no phone the whole time. It was amazing.
Yeah, so good.
It was awesome. Just like in nature, we were like
Dude, nature's
throwing
awesome, man.
axes at trees, and we were fishing, and we were like playing Beersby on this random island where there was no technology, no nothing.
best.
Our food source was propane gas that needed to be flown in by a plane, like our cooking source, I mean.
Yeah.
And
I'm jealous.
it was so cool. It was so cool. I'm trying to like plant. We should
Plan something.
plant.
We got to go like Montana, Wyoming, something like that.
Yeah, well, that'll be like the test.
Yeah,
Make sure
yeah,
we
yeah.
can survive.
Yeah. Is there a Walmart
Your
like
boys
30
need
minutes?
help
All right,
surviving.
my bad.
I got it. We're good.
Yeah,
I know how to
yeah,
do it.
yeah,
We're good.
Yeah,
We good. We'll just get it. It's
We'll
Walmart.
bring Alex and we'll just make him do everything.
Bet.
I'd be happy to.
Yeah, I know you
Like,
would.
I love this shit.
I know. You love it.
See, I never grew up with that. I never grew up, like, we went to certain places, but I never was outdoors like that until I went to BV. It was in the middle of nowhere, all farm country. I started listening to country music, and then I was like, dude, I want to like go to like Yellowstone or Yosemite and just like go there, see everything, and because I see the videos, I'm like, this is so cool. And for me, it changed. Like I used to be like want everything by a city. Like I want the action is what I thought, but now it's like, dude, I want to be like 10, 15 acres.
Far from a
I want like 15 acres of my own land.
I want
that
to.
kind of
Yeah.
the
I want
same
my
way.
own little farm, my own little hobby farm.
Yeah. I'm gonna put in my work. Like I know I gotta be by it for a little bit. I'm young, right? I gotta be by that kind of stuff. But it's like my ultimate.
Well, it's where the
goal.
money's at.
Huh?
Unless you're a farmer, it's where the money's at. You gotta
Right.
go. You gotta go near a city. You gotta go near a population. I rely on a population in the gym. You're gonna rely on a population to work.
Right. I want to
So-
have the city. I want to have the access, maybe half hour, an hour away or something like that. But dude, like when I get home, I want it my home. I don't want a neighbor.
I want my Wi-Fi off.
I want some animals, bro. I want some like a barn.
We've
Like, give
talked
me a
about
barn,
it.
dude.
Me and Alex have talked about it a couple times, man. It's brewing in the future. We're trying to find like that future spot where we have like a pole barn, and I've told you about it.
Yeah,
Like we got
Compound.
like a 4-bedroom house and like a pole barn on a compound. Yeah, and
yeah,
we just live there.
yeah. Dude, I want that so bad.
One thing that I remember about Canada, this is like a thought that's like really been sticking in my head lately, is like how useless and not useless. Let me think of this correctly. I remember there being like a possibility of a bear in Canada,
And you're like,
and I'm just
done.
like, we would die so fast, guys. Like we would die so.
feel useless, dude.
We would die so fast. Like, and I remember
Steve, you're
thinking,
scared of a bear. Fucking
well, I'm
pussy.
more scared. I'm more scared of a man than a bear. Yeah. Did you guys see that?
Would you rather take
would
a-
you rather run into a man in the woods or a bear in the woods?
Oh,
women are saying bear.
Women are saying bear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The man might assault me.
The man would
The
assault
bear
me.
might eat.
Oh, they're saying
Yeah.
they'd rather have a bear.
They'd rather run into a bear in the woods
What are you
than a
supposed to do with
man
that,
in
dude?
the
That's
woods.
just-
Like I don't even want to touch it. Like that's how stupid that sounds.
I know. I can't even. Yeah. Make
Like,
making a comment on that
is there a
just wasting-
man out there that maybe strolls the woods and
Like
would
me.
and would like
Like I'm just huge. Like you know what I'm saying?
scary Ryan?
Just super intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd much rather run into the bear. Like, shut
Dude. I know.
up.
I know.
Shut up.
It's crazy,
You're such a liar. Like, it's just a dramatic feminist thing to say.
Yeah.
Men are scary. I'd rather the bear. The bear looks at you like food.
If
Oh,
they
yeah.
saw the bear, they would be screaming for a man.
There's a video of that. Have you seen that video? No. This woman's hiking and she turns this corner and this bear's like
Yeah.
like
pouncing, whatever.
trying to like sniff her and like figure out what's going on, and then she runs into a man's arms like an eighth of a mile back on the trail, and someone put it together with like, would you rather see a man or a bear?
This is a plan to solve that issue. Have them all watch The Revenant. and then
That scene,
dude, that is one of my all-time favorite movies because it's like
It's so good.
it's so long, like right. So I was like 3.5 hours. I was like, or whatever. I was like, dude, I don't know if I. It felt like an hour. The movie is, and it's like primal.
such a good, and Leo is just the man.
It's a comeback story, dude. Oh my, dude,
He's
Leo's
like
a man,
he's like
dude.
our favorite. He's mine and Kelsey's like one of our favorite actors. Like Wolf of Wall Street,
Top 3 for me. dude.
Titanic. Even when he was like a little baby,
Little
like he was just
lovey-dovey.
so good.
I know.
Wolf of Wall Street's so good.
Gosh, dude.
What are some other really good ones of him? He's in what's the
Boy's
dream?
Life or something like that.
Yeah,
too.
the Dream Within a Dream movie.
Oh, Inception.
Inception.
Unreal.
He's great in that.
Unreal.
Like, he's just so good.
Dude, it's so. How could he? He has
Oh,
one.
Django.
Oh,
That's like my favorite
Django
Leo.
is so good.
That's
That's
such a
my
good movie.
favorite Leo.
Dude, you need to watch-
He's so good. Did you know he actually like cuts his hand when he slams his
yeah.
skull?
'Cause he-
and he just plays through it like. Oh,
They were all going, dude. We gotta act, bro.
we got
Are you like a Tarantino guy? Have you
Yes, we love Tarantino.
like good? I was
We
gonna say
love
because
Tarantino.
I just got into a Tarantino kick, but yeah, dude. I like Pulp. I just watched it like this past year. I like the dialogue is the funniest dialogue I've ever seen. It's so funny.
Watching movies that you saw when you were younger,
Yeah.
watching them back, you miss so much.
So much. That's what
You
I'm saying.
miss
Even
so
the ones
much.
I've seen, like my dad showed me Reservoir Dogs when I was in like high school. I'm like, bro, like
Such a good movie.
It's
dude.
but I watched it back and I'm like, this is actually really
It's
good.
actually like way better than I could have ever imagined.
But watch The Revenant if you agree with
Revenant.
the Man vs. Bear, you gotta watch The Revenant.
Oh, that's
And then
that
answer that
seems
question again.
crazy.
Dude,
And it
Tom
looks
Hardy's in that
so
too. He's
real.
great, dude.
It looks so real. Tom Hardy's the bad guy that kills
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Kills his kid. Like, oh, well, it's in the beginning of the movie. It's not a spoiler.
Spoiler. Yeah. All right, what are we at, Alex?
We're at 1:15.
Oh, okay, cool. So we got a little bit of time. What time is it? We gotta be back at the gym later. 1:55.
Oh yeah, cool.
What's going on here? Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I definitely wanted to bring up that. Do you have any other instances of anti-conservative stuff? Oh, another question I wanted to ask you.
I do, by the way, but
Okay.
but yeah, continue.
Well, so let's hit
circle
that
back.
first. Yeah,
Okay.
let's hit that first. So what other instance do you have of
it was like
your views being sort of shunned in a sense?
Well, so I used to be a healthcare admin major, on top of finance. I actually loved it. Like the thought, because I thought my goal was like to make a difference, maybe to do something the right way. But I realized pretty quickly that's pretty hard in healthcare, especially. But I loved it. I still loved it. The conversations were really good.
So say that again. Healthcare admin.
Yeah, admin. So like I could be like a CFO of a hospital.
Okay.
Like let's just say, right? But it was when Elon bought Twitter, and I was like so happy. I was so happy about it. He's also on Jordan Peterson recently. You should watch it.
Elon Jordan.
Yeah, I've watched some of it, but so basically,
That dude is so smart.
yeah. And my professor wrote the book that we had for our class, and so I learned a lot in that class. It was a great class, actually. I became a better student.
What class are we talking about?
It was some healthcare
Okay.
type of class. I couldn't tell you the name of it, but so he bought Twitter, and she was livid, like so mad about it because it was right.
Which I never understood.
It was
why
right at the
people
time
were
of
so
COVID.
mad
She was
about
like
that.
worried about like misinformation of people that are anti-vax or whatever. And so I was still happy. I was happy. Me and my buddy were happy about it. And so we get around to this. We're talking about discussion. And it gets to me, and I'm like, you know what? Like, it's so funny. And very few dudes were in my class. A lot of them were like nursing that had to just take the class, right? But a couple of guys in my class doing the same thing as me. And I was like, you know what? Like, I haven't. That's why I was like lied a little. I was like, haven't really thought about it too much, but at the initial thought of it gets me excited because I'm a big advocate of free speech. So I think this is a good step because obviously Twitter has a curtain that they hold up, right? Certain information is only allowed out of the curtain, and certain information is withdrawn. They have to take it back. Like you don't know what's real. So I was like, the access to all information is important, and then you can determine for yourself what is real and what is misinformation. I'm all for that. And then she like got pretty upset with me.
So how like what happened?
I mean, she like, I just couldn't understand that you would think this way because of all the vaccine stuff and all this and all that. I can't remember specific stuff, but it was like,
Wouldn't it be fun to have a conversation with her now?
oh, I love it. Yeah, I mean, so I was just like, it's okay that you don't think the same way I do, but it's just, but that's why the First Amendment's good because you can have your opinion. I like said that, and it kind of shut it down real quick. So it was just I felt proud of myself because I was finally equipped with that.
I'm so happy that you do that.
Yeah.
I'm just so happy that you do that, and I'm gonna take 5% of
you take
why
credit
you
for it.
do that because, for instance, I have a. I'm not gonna call them out, but anyways, I ask everyone. I'm like, yeah. So do you have to deal with like the pronoun stuff and all this and
right.
all that, and this one guy, he's gonna know exactly who he is, and he's gonna listen, and he's gonna text me. He had an opportunity, so basically, you had to introduce yourself, in the class, and you had to share your pronouns.
Oh, I've had to do that.
Okay, so hold on a second. Did you freaking share your pronouns, or did you take the opportunity and you played the game?
Like, so what do you think I should have said if I didn't? Let's say I didn't. What do you think I would have said? I'm not doing this.
So me personally, like,
Oh, I just didn't say it. I just said I'm Ryan Mendoza.
oh, okay,
That's like what I did.
Good.
I bet you there was one time where I said it and I was like, this is stupid. So then, because there's been multiple times where I've had to do that. So I said, I'm Ryan Mendoza. I do this, that, and whatever.
personally, what I would have done
Yeah.
is I would have said I'm a cheetah, and I identify as, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I would have made
Yeah.
a joke out of it.
I go by
because-
clown self.
Yeah,
Have you seen that
I would have
one?
done something like that because
Yeah.
it's just so silly. It's so
I
silly.
know.
And I gave this guy crap, and he's like, "Well, what do you want me to do? It's a liberal college." I'm like, "But it's a liberal college because all you conservatives and you people who lean the other way, you're not willing to stand up."
Right. Yeah. So I just didn't say it. I guess that's what I didn't really.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're halfway there, and you know, like I said, I'm definitely a controversial person, and when given the opportunity, I'm going to express my opinion to its fullest.
Right.
So, is that a good thing? Probably
Can be.
not all the time.
Yeah. I mean,
but it can also be a good thing because I could spark the next guy to take his stupid mask off. That's not
Right.
protecting him from the deadliest virus we've ever seen.
the flu.
You know, the flu. Yeah, where'd the flu go?
Yeah.
Google.
What?
Go to
The flu?
The flu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the flu?
Yeah.
Never
I
heard
get
of
my
it.
flu shot. Go to the CDC data. Look up how many flu cases there were. Can you do this right now? Go to the CDC data. Because I can't believe people don't know this. CDC flu cases in 2021. 2021. Let's see what pops up. Weekly U.S. influenza surveillance, preliminary in-season. There's a beautiful chart. We might not find it right away.
I feel like Trump looking at the graph. What a beautiful graph.
Yeah, as soon as you turn,
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
See if we can find it really quick.
I was dying. He goes, yeah, I didn't really get to look at it. But now-
CDC, this is 2023 to 2024. Can we get... There's 2021 and 2022.
I bet you the first one,
What's that?
though-
Is that the one we just clicked on, though? Oh, so it's not even
There's gotta be
showing us
years, though,
2021
right?
and 2022.
There's got to be years.
There's 2 weeks ago. Yeah, how do we get to years? Well, anyway, you know, you can keep searching, Alex, but when you look up flu cases in 2020, 2021, 2022, they're virtually gone. It's virtually gone.
I know.
The flu just disappeared, but everything was COVID.
Right.
A rash was COVID.
Right.
You were asymptomatic and
If
you
you
had
died
COVID.
by a gunshot and had COVID, it was a COVID
If you
death.
yep.
Right.
And that I experienced through a client. So a client of mine, her dad passed away in his sleep. And
No, I think I got something.
what do you got here?
Right here.
Flu activities unusually low throughout 2020 to 2021 flu season, both in the United States and globally. Despite high levels of testing during September 28, 2020 in the United States, 1,675.2% of 818,000 respiratory specimens tested by the U.S. laboratories were positive for influenza virus.
So it just
Influenza virus. 0.2% of 818,000. You know, and then we'd have to play a numbers game and determine, you know, compare it to other years, which they're not going to give you. But they have this.
What are possible explanations? COVID-19 mitigation measures, such as wearing face masks, staying home, hand washing, school
See,
closures,
the
reduced
masks,
travel,
they
increased
worked.
ventilation.
The mask worked
That's
for the
the
flu,
proof.
Yeah.
There's
but
a
not for
proof
COVID.
It's literally right there. That's a proof.
This is from the government, guys.
The government, the same Tuskegee experiment government. But
What were we talking about?
I don't know. I just lost
The
it.
client.
Oh, yeah. So my client's dad passed away because of a
right.
stroke.
Yeah.
Okay, like droopy face and
Yeah.
everything. And when she told me about it, she's like, I don't know what to do. They're not letting me get the birth certificate. And I'm like, why? She's like, because I won't let them put reason for death COVID on it. Because they wanted to put COVID. It apparently tested positive for COVID, but woke up with half his body shut down. So she was like, it's clearly a stroke.
Yeah.
And they're saying COVID killed him. This was a client of mine. And she had
Sad,
to just go
honestly.
with it because they wouldn't give the birth certificate because she was fighting it. That's
Sad.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like what was the purpose of fighting all that? And then you go in to find huge monetary incentive with these hospitals if COVID deaths happened,
Right.
if COVID cases happened, if someone's put on a respirator.
Yeah.
All these monetary, like, what was the point of that? It's just so bizarre.
It's crazy.
It's so
I mean, that's not
bizarre.
even the tip of the iceberg. You know what I mean? It's just.
There's so many questions.
I know.
And it's like you're just a conspiracy theorist if you ask the questions.
Even if you just ask it.
Just
right.
asking.
Yeah.
Not making claims or statements, but just be like, but if I am not, so if I'm not vaccinated, but you're vaccinated, why are you scared of me?
Right.
That's a bad question to ask. But it commonsensically,
Makes sense.
why are you scared
Yeah.
of me? That goes
Right.
for any vaccine, honestly.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, it
Any
just
of them.
definitely obviously makes you skeptical, right? So it's like if
I
this
got
has happened with
questions.
this
I
one.
got questions.
I know.
And I'm
You're
willing
not
to ask
allowed
them.
to have questions.
Just conform. Just conform and listen.
What's
Fauci knew everything.
What's the book? Is it 1984?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about the Big Brother.
The very Orwellian.
Yeah, I gotta read that again. Now with everything that's going on.
I do. Yeah.
we
I've
should
been meaning to read that again.
Because we read it in school, in high school, but which
It's
I
a
remember-
totally different. It'll be totally different this time around.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. The context is great, so it'd be cool to see.
All right, Ryan. So it comes to the time of the part of the show where your experience as how old are you?
22.
22. Oh my God. I wanted to say 25 for some reason, but I know
Are you
you.
serious?
Well, I know you're young, but it's like,
Yeah.
you're mature for your age too.
Thanks.
So, you're still a bitch. So, anyway,
Anyway,
Steve's not mature for his age.
yeah, I'm not mature. I'm 33 going on 19. Ever since I turned
17
22,
again.
20, I felt the same after 22.
Really?
22. And, but, it makes sense because that's when I had to do big boy stuff. You had to start becoming a man. You had to start taking
Right.
about money. You had to start paying your bills. So, like, that's when life just went super fast. So, my advice to you before you give your piece of advice,
Piece of advice.
slow it down, man.
Yeah.
Slow it down.
I know. I've been caught up.
Soak it in.
Yeah.
Just talk in slow motion sometimes.
Yeah.
Take things really slow and like understand the moments for what they are.
Right.
Like when I look back on my camera, and this is a good exercise that you could do too, but when you look back at like photos you took or videos you have, try to like relive those reasons why you took that photo.
I literally just did.
You just did that?
Oh, dude.
You just sent me a picture the other day.
Literally with
You
you.
sent a picture of me and you, and you were like,
My senior day.
Thank you so much for the memories.
Yeah, dude. I was getting sad about that, and then I also did it with my like basketball group chat, just going back to saved stuff in there. Man, dude,
That had
I
to
already
be
missed the
wild. That's a
camaraderie.
wild
I already
group
missed.
chat. I know it is.
Yeah, no, it's perfectly
We talk
Good.
about Bibles and just good times.
in nature,
In nature. We like to take walks together.
and we do yoga.
And we do, that's it.
Yoga's tough.
That's how we do.
Yoga's low-key tough.
Oh yeah, yoga is tough. But anyways, that's part of this is the part of the show where I want you. Okay, you're talking to a young Mendoza,
Wow. Okay.
Hispanic Sicilian little boy. Okay, he's kind of weird looking, got a
On the
huge
brink
forehead.
of Tuscany.
Got a huge forehead. He sticks his
crazy.
tongue out whenever he dribbles a basketball.
That's not true.
Okay.
It's not true.
What kind of advice would you give yourself? Let's say freshman in college, or freshman in high school. I'm sorry.
Freshman in high school. Mm-hmm. Man, it's not. I would say
Like you get to go back and be like, "Yo, young Doza, come here."
like it's not that deep. Like with everything, it's just gosh, like in the time of college, like you're in season. I feel like basketball is everything, and now I'm done, and I'm still the same Ryan. Right? I'm still. Everything's great. Like or you take a problem I had, let's say in high school, my young friend. I used to stress about high school and this test and that, dude. I'm already at the point where I'm like, dude, it didn't matter that much.
None
And
of
I'm not
this.
even, I haven't even started. Yeah, like, I learned a lot of good things through the adversity and taking a lot of things seriously or taking certain things seriously really helped me with basketball, school, right? Getting a job and relationships and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, dude, like the little things, it's just not that deep. It's not that deep. Like there's no reason to stress.
But can you
on
think of something that like really stressed you out, and you look
Oh,
back,
man.
you're like, "Oh God, what an idiot, dude."
getting
Why did I
recruited.
stress?
Getting recruited was a very stressful time because it wasn't only a basketball decision; it was a life decision of where I'm going to go to school. And I was like committed to Carroll, right? I finally had that decision. I felt the weight off my shoulders, and I ended up I can't tell the future. It's not my timeline, right? Like what I was talking about earlier. Like 2 years later, I transfer, and it was a great now BV. Now it's a great setup for me. I enjoy my time there a ton, right? And then it leads to my job, and it was just like, was it really that deep on picking the one school? It has to be this one, and then I ended up, the course changed so much. A lot of things happened that were unexpected in great ways. It's like I didn't need to stress that much. It's just
So how would you choose your school now for the people that are looking to choose their school? How would you choose your school now?
Man. I mean, I would if I'm going back and I'm still in a basketball mindset, just picking more of a school where so it's funny. I went to a couple. I'm gonna give a little backstory. I went to a couple of the playoff games, and it was like FOMO. I had the biggest.
Carroll.
No, of just in general the tournament.
Oh, okay.
Of D3 tournament, and like the schools I didn't get to be a part of it because they're playing in the tournament. They had a way better season, right? And all the schools some of the schools I talked to, like one of them competed in the national championship, and I would have been a bit like an impact player on that, right? And so when I'm looking back, like I wish I would have weighed that more versus like, okay, can I be an impact player right away? Just because like seeing that experience of these kids winning and being in a winning culture. I've never like been a winner when it came to basketball. I did a lot of things the right way. I think I was a really
I'm
good
glad
leader.
I could help you today.
What?
You beat me today.
yeah. 8-3. 8-3.
8-3.
No, but I never got to experience that winning and that joy. And like one of my teammates at BV, literally like he was at a D2 powerhouse. They win it every year. He got to play Duke. Because the national championship always the winner of the D2 one always played Duke the next year in a exhibition game. He got to play at Cameron Indoor, and it was because he maybe could have played more at other schools, but he picked there because they win. And he's like, dude, it was the best. Like it was the best. And I wish I had the best times for me are a lot of the guys, a lot of off the court stuff, camaraderie stuff, on the court moments. But like when I look back, I'm like, I wish I would have been part of a winning program more because of like the joy that comes with that, and the hard work paying off and all that. Like it did for me at times, but I never got to experience it. And so if I were to go back, like, yeah, I would pay basketball wise, I would focus more on that. Just being a winner, dude. Like I just wanted to be a winner, and I did. That's a funny thing. I thought I could make them winners. I thought that could happen, and it didn't work out in some ways. And we had some good memories and that kind of thing. But yeah, I wish I would have won more.
Lose.
I know. I hated it. I couldn't stand it. But then you get to a point where you get used to it, and why should I
Get used to that.
get used to that?
Yeah.
So now I want to win in other ways, like with my career. Like I want to be a winner. I want to win. Like I'm just tired of it.
Good luck.
No, yeah. Thanks. I appreciate the encouragement. I want to win with just making the most of. I want like golf. Like let's say golf. It's a hobby. I want to.
You'll
take it
always
seriously.
be competing in something.
Right. I want to be a competitor forever. So.
Yeah,
I'll
you
take
definitely
it
have that in you. It's like when we were working out the other day. We were just bicep curling.
Dude, that
Preacher
was
curling.
the best time. That was the best 10 minutes I've had.
We
I
were
don't even know
going
how long.
nuts.
Dude, that was so fun.
We were bicep curling. We were just preacher curling, like max effort, just for shits and gigs. And I was
Blasting
just,
music.
oh my God, blasting music. And I was like, I'm going to hit this. You know what? I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go with this. And that primal instinct just kicks in.
Yeah.
That's that pill
Dude,
I
we
want to
both
give
went
people.
8 more reps than
Yeah,
we
than we
didn't even
thought
think
we
we'd
were
get the
going
10.
to.
Yeah, we didn't even get
All
the 10.
because we
went
just
18.
turned the energy up.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what TNT brings, man. Seriously.
You know what I'm
No, but
saying? Sign
seriously,
up, sign up. The show's also brought to you by TNT Athletics.
No, but seriously, the environment that you get at TNT is it's second to none. So it's like when I first went there, I noticed that, and I mean, it was so different then, but you still had the same energy as you do now, right? So, I mean, that's credit to you. I mean, with basketball, with basketball and working out, obviously, you help. There's one of the best. It's if not the best decision I've made, but just with everything, like bringing that energy all the time, everywhere. It can be hard. It can be hard at times, but I mean, it pays dividends in totally different ways. You affect so many people through you and your business, right? But who knows who I can affect if I bring that same energy to work.
Oh, that's one of my favorite memories with you. And I want to cut it off, but you had texted me that you got someone off meds. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Because I'm anti-meds.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
anti-Adderall. I'm anti all that. I think you can find natural ways to do it, and you had, so like my spider web was showing,
Yeah.
you know, like I guess I would start the end of the spider web. I don't know. But anyways,
You're the middle and it branches out, you know?
yep. And you had told me you had got someone off Adderall and how happy they were and how good they felt. And I was just like, oh man, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
it was pretty fulfilling. It was.
Those are the dividends that you were just
yeah.
referring to.
Exactly.
But anyway, Ryan, freaking love you, man.
Yeah, I love you too, man. Thanks for having me out here. I know
I'm gonna miss you big time.
I'm not gonna cry now. That's for later, but
Yeah, that's for later. Yeah,
that's for later.
But I will. I'm proud of you. I'm very happy I got to spend this time with you. I'm happy I still get to and I'll keep training you
at
too.
least
Like,
you do, I guess.
you'll be
At least
doing.
you feel this way, but
Jump on the table.
and then you hear like the but it's like it's not in the mic, so you hear it in the back.
Yeah. I was kidding. But seriously, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I
man.
appreciate you coming on. You got to get your dad to come on now because he's freaking ignoring me.
I
So
know. I will.
tell him to call me back.
Got you.
All right, man. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Sweet.
Ha ha ha!